Hello and welcome to, as you can probably see on the screen, Dragon Ball Z. When did this come out? I think Friday, 24th. And I've been non-stop playing it, to be perfectly honest. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat every now and again. But it's... how can I describe this? If you don't know... fuck, skip that, please. Please skip. Thank you. Holy shit, is my network working? Well, that's definitely over 9,000. That is getting really old, and I'm disappointed I said that. Right, hang on. Skip, please. Anyway, if you don't know what this is the 19th millionth installment in the series, obviously. And if you don't know what Dragon Ball Z is, what are you? Like, what have you been doing? I mean, everybody's seen it. Like, name me one person who hasn't seen this. Even if you haven't seen it, you can just go watch it online. Like that, or go watch fucking Abridged. Go watch fucking Team 4-Star, because that's the funniest thing ever. And I will probably link that in the description. Definitely, because it's so brilliant. And what it basically is, it's basically... excuse me. It's basically a fighter. You basically play as ridiculously over buff people, children, aliens from all over the universe. And there's just giant lasers fighting, cool action fighting, wavy blonde hair, and egos the size of Super Saiyan 3 hair. Anyway, let's just get into this and I will show you why... not really why you should play, but more or less why I enjoyed it so much. So, this is basically what you start off with. Again, apologies. Single player, basically you play through a single player story, which has been the same throughout the entire game. Throughout the entire game series, it's always been the exact same sagas, blah 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 blah. You play it offline on your own with the AI teammates, and I will get onto the rant about the AI later on, but not yet. You have co-op, which is the same thing as single player, but instead of playing with bots, you play with teammates, people online. I've tried it, it's fun as hell. Battle mode, you fight online against other people. I have never tried that because every time I play games like these, I always get to the point of where people abuse this abuse the system of the game. Like, they find some sort of like thing in the game which they tend to abuse. Whoops, stop doing that. And that's something I'm not a fan of. Like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of fighting games in general, to be honest, because there's always... they're just... any type of fighting game I will play, it has to be 3D for me. Like, it has to be fully 3D. Like, I don't play 2D, like, side-scrolling fighting games, because they're not to my appeal. Excuse me again. So there's always people who exploit the game in many different ways, and there's a bloody options menu. Now, the weirdest part about this game is to unlock co-op and battle mode, you have to have played through it. I don't know, I think you have to play past the first few, I think up to the 4th mission? I'm not entirely sure, and then they unlock both of these. Which I don't know why, it's kind of weird. But let's jump straight in and I'll explain a bit more about it. Right, this is the screen here when you boot up into single player. Right? What you do is, basically, you select a mission. Right? And as you can see, it goes through all missions. I think you have to get past the 4th mission to unlock the rest of stuff. As you can see, it goes through all the sagas, which is the same with every single Dragon Ball Z game. All the way through, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I will say that there will be spoilers. A fair amount of spoilers, because I've been playing this since Friday non-stop. Like, this is the only thing I've been playing. And I pretty much, I want to say I've done all the missions, but I've done a lot of them. All the way up to the last one. And it's... oof, how can I explain this? Like, the last one I played was Ultimate Tenkaichi. That was I think 2012 when it came out. Was it 2012? 2012, 2011, something like that. I think it might be in the beginning of 2012. I enjoyed it. In fact, I played the hell out of it, but it was just more or less button mashing, luck, and just that was it. It was just button mashing, and it was all luck based. I mean, obviously, like a lot of, if you want to see like how bad it is, just go look. You can find tons of videos online about it. It's just it's just not that good. So I'll go through basic first, of course. Again, spoilers. Now, this is the next thing. This is how you upgrade. Now, this is very weird compared to Tenkaichi, because in Tenkaichi, it was more or less all very much preset, basically. All very much preset. And of course, the other thing I liked about Tenkaichi was the fact that you could play as an optional story. Like, it was an alternate story where you could basically create your own saying and just play through it. Play through an alternate story, which was fun as hell. But in this, it's a lot different, which I will show you. Basically, what you do is, at the end of every mission, you'll get about, roughly about 3 cards. And these cards go here. And they all grant buffs, shall we say. Let me just automatically set up Goku, just to show you. Now, if you notice in the top of the screen, up there, his HP and power level, which, power levels, holy crap. They went up, as you can see. Now, these here are a lot different. These are special cards, which are grant permanent buffs. As you can see, I've already got a hell of a lot. My personal favourite has to be that, and where is it? That. So let me give you an example if I was too quick. That and that. As you can see, they give buffs, benefits, depending on the card you've equipped. As you can see, that increases the amount of key blasts, and that gives me a permanent increase. Now this one here is for premium cards, okay? I've only have one, which are these, which I can't understand premium cards. Basically, you get PP at the end of every mission, which I will show you. You get PP, it says up there in the top right corner, and those PP goes into premium collection. Now the top 3 up here change every day, whereas these ones you can basically buy. Now some of these are a one-off thing, meaning once you equip them and use them in battle once, like that for instance, that's it. It's gone. On the next battle. And there are the top 3 here, which are basically every day. Like, they come every single day. So those 3 change every single day. Some of these grant permanent, whereas some of these are temporarily for one battle. Which I don't really know why, which I don't know. But let's jump straight in and I'll show you what it's like.
It feels like it's coming from around here. It's faint. It still doesn't feel very good.
Of course it done. When does it ever? Anyway, this is it. As you can see here, I'm playing it on PlayStation 3, which I would like to point out that this is my first PlayStation 3 recording. All the old ones that I used to do on console used to be on 360. This is my first time getting it done on here, which took a bit of work, I will say. It did take a little bit of work. Definitely. Again, if you've never watched it, seriously, go watch it for fuck's sake. Anyway, this is how the game works. It says in bottom of the screen there. You've got a massive arena, unlike the last game, to play with. Fly around. You get the idea, basically. And do all that. Oh, hello. Yes, we get it. Let's go over there. Fly. Cybermen! How awesome. So this is how the game works. Target with R1. And you rush at them, pressing triangle. And stuff like that. You get the idea. It's just mostly your basic battle system where it's just, I wouldn't say it's bush and matting. Bush and mat. Fucking hell, I can't speak. It's not button mashing, even though some people might think it might be, but it really isn't, because it's like for instance, like I'm taking all these on one of me versus all them, but wait till later on. Like you'll start getting attacked by more than just one. Like you'll get like loads of them coming at you at once. And if you're not careful, you can get your ass beat like real easy. See, now they're starting to fight back. As you can see, if you hold L1 to block, and if you move the analog stick, do a teleport dodge. As you can see, if I hold L2, Kyle fucking Ken, motherfuckers. Press it again, continue it, boom, see? See, you're getting the idea. Every character has the basic, like, L2, R2, or left trigger, right trigger sort of moves, basically. And everybody has the triangle and circle, which is this. Which is the super move. And if you could remember from Tenkaichi, is that there was no avoiding it. Like, it was like so scripted and so basic. It was just like, it wasn't that much fun. Basically because it's like, it just didn't have that edge of what made watching and playing some of like the older games have, basically. As you can see, you get a ranking bonus, all that shite, and you get a rank. I don't know what the ranks are, basically. And there you go, this is what you get at the end of every match. You get cards, and as you can see there, they say what they are and say what they do, and you can basically just equip these on absolutely everybody. And that's how the game works, basically. That's it. Now, let me show you a bit later on into the game. This is mission 58. As you can see, there are these 3 empty blocks, and what these 3 empty blocks basically are is AI. Basically, you select more characters to add to your roster, basically, the ones who will help you in battle. So it's like, again, this will be a massive spoiler, again, if you haven't seen the movie that came out, I think, a few months back, like end of last year. It's not in Europe or America yet, unfortunately. But, there you go. Super Saiyan God, motherfuckers. Amazing. I will say they're a little bit underpowered, but I can understand why. You don't want him to be absolutely overpowered. Again, if you don't know what Super Saiyan God is, you gotta go watch the movie or go read the wiki, for instance. But it's like here, right? Let me select random, right? Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and for hell of it, Super Saiyan Gohan. And that's your team. Basically, they all have their own power levels, all have... Yeah, you get the idea. And this is how basically the game works. It's purely built around co-op. The game is purely built around co-op because you cannot do any other mission on your own. Like, you have to play missions. Like, for instance, like here, let me show you. As you can see, they go through all the sagas plus extra, and then the special sagas which are at the bottom. See, that's, you could say it kind of like the last one, but it's like every single one, as you can see, you fight a group. That's probably the only one which I haven't done yet. I don't know, I got so focused on unlocking Super Saiyan God that I had to power through it. So it's, every mission requires you to have, you play as one character and then 3 other AI controlled characters. Let's get into the game. Now, this is where I'm going to start kind of just telling you why the game's good, but also why it's bad. And there is quite a lot of stuff that's bad that I found. A lot. So I will warn you, if you don't want to hear so much negative stuff, then I would recommend not turning this off. Now basically what this is, there you go, there's the lineup. And like I said, like once you beat the Boo Saga, you can basically play as any character for any mission. And then we get started. As you can see, the battles get very hectic. It's just constant, non-stop fighting. And that's the thing that was always missing from Dragon Ball Z. Like, you would always see, like, group battles, but they would only last for, like, a small scene. And then they have, like, the big climax with 2 characters versus each other. And you never got to actually experience, you know, what would it be like if characters were to fight together? You know what I mean? And that's something I've always wanted to see myself, and you can with this. Now, if you see in the top left corner of the screen, which I'll probably pause and point out to you, you will see a number 1 and what appears to be like a weird little icon. What that number 1 is, that is basically retries. Now this is where the game gets a little bit annoying and a little bit interesting at the same time. Is depending on the characters you have on your team determine how many retries you have. Right? And as you saw there, I ran out of retries. This is the thing that really fucking annoys me about this game. The retries. All the characters you have in your party determine how many retries you have left. So if you just fill up your party with just ridiculously strong characters, you will have 0 retries. Basically. The weaker the characters you have in your party, the more retries you get. But the stronger the characters you have have hardly any. And that seems like stupid to me. Really, really stupid. I mean, why? Like, why do we need retries? But I will say though, the only good thing about the retries is that it doesn't restart the battle. Like, if you lose a retry, you just get straight back up on your feet and you just continue the battle. There's no, like, retrying the whole mission from the beginning. But why limit the retries? Like, I can kind of understand it in a way that, you know, stronger characters, you know, they needn't not fail. So I can kind of understand that. But it's kind of annoying. And I will warn you as well, like, these battles, they get very hectic. Like, trying to focus on who you're trying to attack gets very irritating. But you gotta admit, it's freaking impressive. And I've never had, not once, I've never had no frame rate issues. I mean, as you can see, like, look how hectic these battles are getting. It's just non-stop fighting. Whoa, shit. You don't want to get ring out because that will count as a retry. Like what just happened then, one of my AI teammates just went out of the ring and that's lost me a retry. Fucking fantastic. And this is the other thing I want to talk about. AI. Now, the enemy AI can vary basically. Like, depending on the character will determine how strong the AI will be. Basically. Which is kind of understandable. Like, yeah, like, I'm taking out the Cybermen and the Freezer Soldiers, like, really easily because they're fucking weak. But then we have stuff like Majin Buu and then Metal Cooler in, and they're just fucking being bitches. Y'all are bitches. And yeah, like, that's fine, like, that's acceptable. But your teammates' AI, holy Christ, they are not the best. Like, there is a form of strategy to it, in a way that you need to pick really carefully who you want on your team, because if you do not pick carefully, like, the AI barely revive you. Like, they rarely do. Like, if you lose all your health at the bottom of the screen there, you need to be revived. And fucking... Right, I will give a bit of a warning now. This video may contain a lot of strong language and a very angry person. Because the amount of hours I have stressed over this, just constant anger with it. Because of so many problems. I'll go back to the menu just so I can explain this perfectly. The enemy AI is kind of intelligent, because depending on the character that you're facing will determine how strong they are. Right, that's understandable. I can understand that because this is the Dragon Ball Z universe and you'll know they will be strong. Your teammate AI, regardless of who you have in your team, they will be useless. I remember back in a few missions ago where I faced Super Saiyan 3 Goku and he was so fucking hard to beat. It was unbelievable. Like, I'm not even joking. It took me a couple of tries to beat him. I put him on my team. They just don't do anything. Like, sometimes they will stand around and do nothing. Sometimes they will not even revive you. Like, let me give you an example. So, where is that? That mission in particular almost made me destroy my fucking PS3 controller. Because the AI will never revive you. If you do not have the right characters in your team, they will not revive you. And that irritates me. Because the revival is weird and it's annoying as hell. In a way that if your AI teammates need to be revived, they have 10 seconds. Like, you have 10 seconds to revive them. So you basically have to dash over to them, press triangle, and revive them. Right? Yeah, fine. That's understandable. But when you need to be revived, why do you only have 5 seconds? Like, I'm not joking. Like, when you need to be revived, the game gives you, the player, 5 seconds. Yeah. And the fact that the AI does not hardly revive you? Well, there's me saying, why? What? Like, I just cannot put it into words. It's like, if you're going to have this system in, then why don't you just make the retries only accessible to me? Like, you give the AI their own amount of retries, and when they've lost all their retries, that's it. Like, they're out of the battle. But no, if you've run out of retries and you need to be revived and the AI does not pick you up, mission failed. You have to start the mission directly from the beginning, right? And the same applies to the AI. You've got no more retries left, you don't revive them, mission failed, start it again from the beginning. That is incredibly infuriating. I mean, you're probably thinking I'm just bitching over fucking spilt milk. If you were to play this and see for yourself, yeah, it gets really, really, really annoying. I mean, I can't understand that. I really, really cannot understand that. It's like, if you're going to do that sort of system, at least build it right. Build it correctly. Right, if you've noticed, I have actually changed a few of the characters around a bit because there's something else I forgot to show. When you select the characters as well, there's some that you should probably look out for, and that's if you look right there at the bottom right of the screen where it says melee type, right? Each character, if you can clearly see, has a different type: support, key blast, interfere, melee, that sort of stuff. A part of me starts thinking that maybe the game is set around only support characters and weak characters can help you. But I just think maybe they need to tweak the AI a bit, like make them a bit more intelligent, because honestly, they really do need to be fixed. Like, I'm not being nasty or anything. I've been playing this for 3 days straight, and I almost fucking broke my controller on Saturday because of just how infuriating your teammates' AI is, of just how they do not revive you. Now, there's something else I want to point out, like, yeah, right, that's all the negative out the way. I want to get all the negative out the way beforehand. This game does have boss battles, and when I say boss battles, they have freaking incredible boss battles. Well, you can judge for yourself. I mean, I do like the boss battles, but you can judge for yourself by watching. But basically I selected, what is it, against Metal Cooler. And no, this is not Metal Cooler as small. This is Metal Cooler about that freaking huge. Yeah, he's that big. I kid you not. Look at it. Incredible, innit? Now, you can target specific body parts to weaken him, to stagger him, get him down on the ground, all that stuff. Now, something else I forgot to mention. If you look... Ow. Bitch. If you look at the top left of the screen, you see, like, underneath the retries. You're probably thinking what that is. That is... If you use the D-pad, it gives you the ability to give orders to your AI. So if I press D-pad up, go full power up. That will basically tell the AI, I think, to basically go all out, basically. Not hold back and just fucking get in there. D-pad right will mean that they will help you. They will focus on the enemy that you're focusing on. And yeah, basically. See, took out his body part. He is down. Do additional damage to him, weaken him as much as possible before he gets back up. Now, D-pad down is defense, meaning the AI will try and stay away from the strongest enemy, basically. Ow. Fucking weird. Now, D-pad left is go it alone. Basically, this tells the AI that you don't need their help. Basically, that whatever enemy you're fighting, you don't need their help. And you can just concentrate on one enemy, basically. I prefer to always go support. Because it just helps, like, it really does help. Now, you're probably thinking, what's that thing next to the key? At the bottom left of the screen. What that is that's an ultimate. Now, the weirdest part about this game is that certain characters only have ultimates. Like, not every single character has an ultimate, which is weird, like, very weird. Not every character has an ultimate. Now, this is the example of the rival. You see, Goku's down, I have to go up to him, hit triangle, if this fucking wasn't in the way. Now, there's a good example of the AI actually helping for once. And that's because of the character that he is, the type that he is. Because Gohan is a support type, so he was focused on healing and supporting everybody. Now, you remember I showed you about the ultimate attacks. Now, the weirdest part is only certain characters have ultimates. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan has an ultimate. Majin Vegeta has an ultimate. And who else? I don't know who else. I can't really remember. But I will show you what an ultimate is like. And it's kind of... It's not annoying. It's just incredibly hard. Like, I kid you not. I will show you that when I can build up the energy for it. Now what I keep doing there is blocking with L1 and using triangle. What this does is it sends the enemy flying, giving you to chain basically. It's like, what? See if I can get close enough. Like, oh, the AI did it for me. It sends him flying, I press triangle to chase after him. And knock him about like that. Give him a good bitch slap. Now as I showed you beginning on, every character has their own super. Obviously Vegeta's is Final Flash, motherfucker. That's from fucking Abridged. Well, no, actually, that's from 2 Seconds Play, actually. So this is basically the game, basically. This is what it is. And, honestly, I am having a lot of fun with it. I mean, some Dragon Ball Z purists will be like, oh, fuck. As you can see, I'm down there. See what I mean? You have 5 seconds, the AI has 10 seconds. I do not understand that in the slightest. I really don't. I just wish they would add more time, at least. And it needs to be revived again. You see what I mean? Like, the AI doesn't really do anything. They just constantly keep getting knocked on their ass. And it's kind of annoying. It is really annoying. I mean, hopefully I can show you the ultimate before the end of this match. I really wish I can. Can I? No. Right. I'll probably get into another match and I will show you what an ultimate is like. Like, it's fucking incredible. But it is a bit of a pain. But that's what you do, basically. That's the game in general. Like, that's what you do. That's what you do in the game. That's all that's to it. Big, massive battles. Which are freaking awesome. Which, to be honest, you hardly ever see. And it's just ridiculous fun. Now, this is another feature at the end of the game. The end of the battle. Of every battle, every now and again. It's basically you send energy by mashing the circle button as fast as possible. You're probably thinking, what's the point in this? Honestly, I actually don't really know. The game teaches you that it sends it to everybody else who's playing the game. But the reason I always do it is because it gives me additional PP to pay for more premium content, basically. It's the only reason why I do it. So I will probably try and find a match and try and see if I can build up an ultimate. This is another one I thought I'd show off. I'm not going to give away what mission it is. All I'm saying you, yeah, it's Great Ape Bardock. Like you've ever seen it before. And he is a bit of a bitch, to be honest. Like, he is pretty hard to beat, I'll give him that. Like, he is a fucking trooper. I would say though, like the one thing that I was always curious, that's made me curious about this game is like, how do you build up the key bar? The blue bar underneath your health. Like, I've always wondered, how do you build that up? It's like, I've seen it happen when you do like synchronized attacks, when you do like the chase attacks. Just punching him in the fucking dick. But I've never really known. Like, I don't really know how you build it properly. Back off. Final Flash, motherfucker. Something else I've also, like, interesting to point out is that as I've said, like after you beat the Majin Buu saga, I think the Buu saga, you can basically play as any character for any mission, right? But the interesting thing is, if you play as specific characters that are correct for what's happening, then you will get some optional dialogue that you never heard, basically. Which is kind of interesting. Like, that's... I would say that's kind of nice. But I'm trying to get a fucking ultimate ready. It's fucking hard to build it up. Like, I'm not entirely sure how you do it. Ow. Fuck you, Bardock. But what it is like, it's like one massive fucking attack that takes fucking forever to charge up. Like, I think... Right, here we go. Right, what you want to do is you want to hold L1, square, and X at the same time. And then you got mash circle. Get as much key as possible to charge it up. Now, the thing is, you've got to get your AIT bits to help you give you key, because once you run out of key, you've got to stop tapping because you can't charge it up anymore. So as you can see, it's slowly charging up, no matter how... There's no point in me mashing circle now, because I've got no key left, and because I have no key left, I can't charge it up any faster. So as you can see, it takes a ridiculous long time to build up, but it's a massive payoff. Like, you will just instantly win the battle. The problem is, since I'm doing this in a boss battle, if you do this in any other battle against any ordinary enemy, they will all instantly target you as the enemy. So I would recommend, if you've got an ultimate attack, do it online. Do it online, because then at least you'll have teammates protecting you. And as you can see, you get a nice little cutscene to pay off. Like, the lip syncing is much better than it was in Ultimate Tenkaichi. The audio, for some reason, like, you're probably thinking, you know, why is the audio a little bit ahead? Like, why is the audio ahead of the actual game itself? That's not my recording. That is not my recording, I guarantee you that. That's the game itself. As you can see, fucking hell, ultimate attack for the win. So the audio, for some reason, is a little bit ahead of the actual game itself, which I can't really understand why. But that's an ultimate attack in general. But that's what it is. Massive payoff, Z rank. In other words, the highest rank. Get your fucking ranking up and all that. Don't know what the ranking is really. And more cards, as you can see. All good. It's just all good. I will not try the co-op mode because my fucking internet is being a dick for some reason on my PlayStation. No idea why. But that's it. I mean, in my honest opinion, right? If you're a Dragon Ball Z purist, like, you will probably get a little bit of a kick out of this, but not a lot. Like, there is a lot of elements missing. Like, you can teleport, dodge, you can block, but that's it. No deflecting, no transforming in the middle of battle. That's gone. It's like you literally have to select the preset characters available, basically. There's no single player battles. I think that's only available in the battle mode. I'm not entirely sure, I've not tried it. But the game is purely built around co-op. I can kind of see stuff wrong with that, because there are people like me who just, I enjoy playing this type of game. Like, I do love 3D fighting games. I'm just not a big fan of them in, like, full-on fighting games, which are 2D in general. And I just prefer to play these on my own. I mean, this is how far I've gotten into it. I mean, all I've got is just that mission, and then mission 50 left to do, and then that's it. I've gone all the way up to the last mission, and... fuck, I have to select. You cannot change character before you select a mission. I mean, those are all the characters I've got. I'm missing all but 4. Now, I did get Super Saiyan Bardock and Super Vegito as a pre-order bonus, because I did pre-order the Goku edition, because I'm that kind of person, and I do adore the Dragon Ball Z franchise, I really do. I mean, you will get a kick out of this. It's tremendously fun. I mean, like I said, I played through 3 days straight just to get Super Saiyan God Goku. Just 3 days straight, and it was worth it. I would, like, if you really think this looks good to you and it looks like fun, go for it. I would seriously say go for it. But if you're thinking, oh, it just doesn't feel like Dragon Ball Z, it doesn't feel like Dragon Ball Z that I used to know, then, as I said, watch people play it. Watch this entire fucking, I don't know how long this video is. Watch this, see what you think about it. And if you think it actually looks good, then go and buy it. Because, honestly, you aren't missing out. I mean, like I said, play it co-op. Do not play it single player. The only reason I played it single player is because I didn't feel like playing co-op. So, I would recommend, like, well, obviously what you have to do is you have to play the first 4 missions. Let me just have a quick check. I think you have to play the first 4 missions because that mission, and that mission are non-co-op. I remember from the demo that one was the only one that was co-op. So I think after you've beaten the 4th mission, that's when you've got the ability to play co-op. But the only time where you want to play single player is basically, I don't know, because you can unlock all the characters and you can get better cards in the co-op. So there's really no reason to be playing the single player whatsoever. You just play it online. That's it. Just play it online because the AI for your teammates is rubbish. Regardless of who you have on your team, pointless. The retry system, as nice as it sounds, why can't that only apply to you as the player? The revival time, stupid. And the AI get 10 seconds, you get 5 seconds. Completely pointless. Absolutely pointless, but if you want to play it and you want to get it, just get it. Like, you've got this showing. I made this video in general just to show you what it's like, what it's about, what the game mechanics are like, and it just it's there. It's there for you to watch. Just watch it and see what you think. And that's just it. And the reason why I put this in as one of my favorite games so far this year is because the last one I played was such a disappointment that to see something as good as this, it may not be as better as like the old ones like Raging Blast 2 or Budokai, but it's still getting that. Like, I think maybe they need to go back and have a look at what they did in the old days with the olden games, see what they did right and implement that into newer games, because this is getting there. In my opinion, this is getting there to be a good Dragon Ball Z game. If it weren't for the AI and all the stuff that I said, it would be fucking brilliant. But because of those flaws, if you can really power through it, then go right a fucking head.